All right, so today we're diving into a really fascinating story from The Economist that sits at a very unexpected crossroads. It's all about an industry built on human connection now facing a massive threat from artificial intelligence. The title gets right to the point: How Porn Stars Can Survive in the Age of AI.
So where does this story take us? Well, to a pretty unusual place, the world's premier adult entertainment conference. And what's happening here, as you're about to see, is basically a canary in the coal mine for a challenge that is quickly becoming universal.
Okay, so picture this. We're at the annual AVN Expo in Las Vegas, and as The Economist describes it, the scene is, at first, kind of deceptively normal.
When you first walk in, it looks like any other big corporate event. I mean, you know the drill. You've got your attendee lanyards, the generic brightly lit hotel setting, and of course, the long lines for what's probably, let's be honest, pretty mediocre coffee. It's a picture of any professional trade show, anywhere.
But that's where the familiar stuff just stops, because in a lot of other ways, this event is, well, it's really, really different.
For starters, the dress code isn't about whether you're wearing a tie or a blazer. It's literally about which body parts you have to cover up. And the big finish? An award show that the writer David Foster Wallace once famously described as the industry's version of the Oscars. So, right here, in this totally unique place, a very modern conflict is starting to play out. And you can pretty much sum it up with the new acronyms being thrown around.
On one hand, you've got the established language of the industry, terms for very specific human desires and interactions. But on the other hand, you've got the single biggest disruptor of our time, AI. It's this incredible clash between raw, physical authenticity and the rise of the completely artificial.
You know, The Economist really nailed this tension with the headline they used in their print edition, "Fleshed Out." It's a great phrase because it gets right to the heart of this brand new, kind of existential question that everyone at this conference is facing.
It all just boils down to this one simple question. You've seen it a million times, right? That little checkbox before you log into a website. But for the folks in this room, that's not just some annoying little tech thing anymore. It's become the central, terrifying question of their entire careers.
Think about it. For these performers, for the producers, their biggest business challenge right now is proving their humanity, proving their authenticity. I mean, how do you even begin to compete with a machine that can create a perfect and often free imitation of exactly what you do?
And that brings us right back to that urgent, full headline from the article. See, this isn't some abstract philosophical debate for them. This is about survival, plain and simple. When your entire job, your entire value is based on being a real person, what happens when technology can fake that reality perfectly?
And this right here is where the story just explodes way beyond Las Vegas. Because what we're talking about isn't just a problem for one niche industry. Not at all. It's actually a preview of a question that, honestly, all of us are starting to face. This fundamental challenge: how do you prove you're authentic? How do you prove your value in a world that's just flooded with AI stuff? That's a problem for so many other professions now. What's going on at the AVN Expo is just a very specific, very human-scale snapshot of a massive global shift that's already happening.
Just think about it for a second, right? This exact same fundamental threat applies to artists, it applies to writers, to musicians. I mean, really, it applies to anyone whose work relies on making a genuine human connection, on creating something that feels truly authentic. This disruption is spreading, and it's spreading fast.
So in the end, the question that started bubbling up at an adult entertainment conference, well, it's now a question for every single one of us. In an age where pretty much anything can be convincingly faked by a machine, what is the true value of real? That's a huge question, and it's one we're all going to have to answer, and probably a lot sooner than we think.